I spend about $450 a month for my family on food from the grocery store. And one of the biggest ways that I do that is I save everything. That means any portion of leftovers goes in the freezer in individual portions. I also like to save scraps from veggies and little bits of produce that are about to go bad. Before they go bad, I throw them in the freezer. But now my freezer is really, really full and I need to go through it in order to fit more things to make sure that our inventory continues to grow and I don't waste anything. So this week I'm going to show you lots of different recipes using random odds and ends I have on hand in my freezer. And I wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for all of the positive, kind words that you left on my last video. It took a lot for me to share that and I wanted to make sure that I was coming across positive and empathetic, and it's very, very important to me that I continue to stay positive here on my channel. I do this for fun, but I also like to share so I can help people that maybe are in a similar situation as me, and I like to be as transparent as possible without giving too many details about my family. But hopefully I can help at least somebody in any situation. Hopefully you can find some sort of inspiration here on my channel. So again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. You really did make my week. My husband and daughter are cooking some dinner for tonight. Look what they're using. Lots of beans. They know I love my beans. They're gonna make some chili and we're gonna put it in the crock pot because we're heading out to a party later. And then when we come back, dinner is gonna be ready. Yay. Wow, look at that chili. It's almost done. Looks gorgeous. Wow, look at that. It's the most beautiful chili I've ever seen. Wow. My husband made an incredible chili and some salsa that he smoked the tomatillos on the smoker to make. It was absolutely delicious. We have a lot of leftovers. He did this for me for Mother's Day. That was his gift, was to cook dinner with my daughter. It was the sweetest thing and it turned out delicious. So we are gonna have this for our leftovers tonight. And my daughter wants some chicken nuggets too and some celery, and I think my son will probably have the exact same thing. And I've added a little bit of shredded cheese. I'm gonna add some of this delicious salsa on top. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Really nice and smoky and spicy. And then of course I like to use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, so I'll add that as well. There we go. And that'll be it for dinner for me and everybody's happy. Before I head to the grocery store, I wanted to talk about something that I was just watching another budget-friendly creator talk about. They were talking about how you should look poor in order to be rich. And that was an interesting concept. They said that they had a preconceived notion, a judgment they made about somebody who wears clothes that maybe are not that fancy and they just didn't look rich. But then when they got to their house, they had this giant house and then they paid for the bill for their entire dinner. And I thought that was interesting. And their video talked about don't go on extravagant trips and don't do takeout and don't do all these things. But I have a little bit of a different opinion. Now, I think that we should always save first, pay ourselves first. That's super important. So anytime my husband and I got any sort of increase in pay, we would increase our contributions to savings and to retirement. And we've been doing that a long time and it has really saved the day. Every single time we got in a pinch, it was really important that we had that on hand to use. So that's super important. But I think everybody has different priorities. So if that priority for you means traveling or means takeout once a week, I don't think there's any problem with that. Hold on, let me get you on my little stand here so I don't have to hold the phone the whole time. So I think that it's important just to budget, to start by paying ourselves first. And this is just my opinion, by the way. This is just how I like to do things. I'm not a financial consultant or anything. I'm not a professional, but this is just what I think. So just take my opinion with a grain of salt. I just want to have a conversation. I think it's important to pay ourselves first and make sure that's all covered. And then of course, make sure the bills are all paid. And then after that, I think it's important to budget for whatever you find is important in your life. So if for me, doing takeout once a week as a family outing, that's important to me and my family. We get to all sit down together and I get to not focus on cooking and cleaning because that's a huge distraction for me when I'm home. And so having just that couple hours a week with my family without me worrying about cleaning up or, cooking and all of that, it's huge to me. So that's something that I actually budget for. And the other thing is travel. I really think it's important to have these experiences for myself. And some people will think that is a waste of money. And so I think it's important that we just budget for the things that we find important. So maybe that coffee every single day that you buy from the coffee shop is super, super important to you, and you'd rather have that versus a vacation at the end of the year. So I think that's an interesting concept. A lot of people say, save, don't spend money on this, don't spend money on that. But the truth is, how much you can afford to do the things you love will differ based on someone's priorities, what they, how much money they make, how close they are to retirement, or, if they want to continue working, if they even want to retire, all kinds of different factors. So I don't think there's any one size fits all as far as telling people not to spend on things. Now for me, saving money on groceries is the easiest way for me to control the budget in my house. And the one thing that I overdo is the shopping, the impulse shopping on random things on Amazon, or I don't actually do the social media shopping. I don't do Temu, I don't do those things, but Amazon always gets me, Walmart gets me, and the Aldi value aisle gets me. So making those little purchases, just $5 or $10 at a time, really adds up. And those are the purchases I'm trying to avoid making, so that way I can actually save to do the things that I love, like travel and going out to eat once a week. So I just thought that was an interesting concept, and I'd love to know your take on that. So let me know in the comments what you think is important as far as saving and spending goes, and what you think is a waste of money or what you think is totally worth it, because I'm really interested to know what it's like in your house. Okay, let's head to the store. So this is everything that I'm getting at the store today, and this should last us quite some time too, so it's going to add a lot to our inventory. Even though I had Aldi tell me kind of what I was buying today, I didn't do too bad. I spent $79.84, and a lot of this food will last a really long time. It has been just a crazy morning so far, super busy, and I finally get 2 minutes to sit down. So I'm gonna have coffee and a cookie, even though it's already almost afternoon. I'm just gonna eat some of the cookies so they don't go to waste. Okay. All right, we are gonna do, everybody gets to eat something from the freezer tonight, so this is gonna be fun. My son is gonna do spaghetti, and I just picked up some meatballs, so we'll do that too. My husband will probably have lentil curry either tonight or for his lunch tomorrow, and then I might do this, either this meatless lasagna, lazy lasagna, or something else. I'm just gonna figure it out real quick. And my daughter's gonna have some of this popcorn shrimp that I picked up today. I'm gonna pair everything with some veggies too, and it's just gonna be a pretty easy meal tonight. I've just been really busy with a lot of random other stuff going on all day, and so I'm happy to have these convenience things on hand. So I've got our little cube here, the spaghetti in there. I like to add a little bit of water before I heat it up and cover it. And then for me, I found this bean dip that I made a couple of months ago. I just flattened it so it's easier to thaw out. So I'm just gonna break this apart, and I think probably get this on the stove top, because I think that might be a little bit easier. I might have to add some sort of liquid or something. I'm not sure, I'm just gonna see how it goes. Having the water in there definitely helps to keep it from getting all dried out. Once it's all thawed, it'll be perfect. So here is the spaghetti, looks fantastic. I'll just put some on the plate with the meatballs. So here's my son's plate. He's also having a soft pretzel instead of toast. So we've got the meatless meatballs, spaghetti, celery, and the soft pretzel for him. And this one's my daughter's plate. It's got some of those delicious fried shrimp with some lime tortilla chips, blackberries, celery, and barbecue sauce. Looks delicious to me. My husband also wants some of the bean dip, so I went ahead and thawed this out in the microwave. I'm gonna add some of this to my little super cube ceramic dish here, so that way when he gets home I can just put all the toppings on top and it'll be ready to go. Now that it's transferred into a dish, I'll just put this in the oven and keep it warm for him for when he gets home from work. I ended up eating some of my son's meatballs and some of the leftover spaghetti, but I have my little bean dip here. I just put some Greek yogurt on top and some of the salsa my husband made and some shredded cheese. I'm just gonna have it with chips, so this is gonna be a nice portion to finish up my meal. It's just a lot of odds and ends, but it works. Daughter and I have to go to a doctor's appointment together right during lunchtime, so she's not gonna get lunch at school. I've gotta go pick her up. So I'm making her kind of a little lunch on the go with a peanut butter and jelly. I'm gonna make myself a peanut butter and jelly too with some of these leftover packets I had in the fridge, and then just some celery sticks and maybe a cookie and something else, I'm not sure exactly.
All right, so I've gone with some of my chocolate covered almonds, peanut butter and jelly. She's got a cookie, celery, peanut butter and jelly, and sour cream and onion potato chips. I know it's not super balanced. She had a giant container of fruit this morning, and so I think this is gonna be just fine as kind of a fun treat for today.
I'm not exactly sure what I wanna do for dinner tonight, but I have a lot of veggies on hand. These tomatoes from the garden, an onion, lots of celery, and some baby carrots that my son brought home from school. So I'm gonna kind of put something together. I didn't really have a plan for dinner, and my son requested that I make some pasta sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the garden tomatoes that I had no idea how I was gonna use anyway. They're about to go bad. I'm gonna make a homemade pasta sauce with some mirepoix, which is just carrots, onions, and celery. So I have that on the side here, and then I've prepped extra to make another dish because I don't have quite enough, you know, to make a bunch of pasta sauce for everybody. And I'm also going to make kind of a casserole, like a chicken and rice casserole, but also I think with chickpeas, I think. So we're just gonna kind of go with it here and see what happens. So first I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil and saute my mirepoix. So that's just some diced onions, carrots, and celery. And I'm just gonna saute this on low heat for maybe 5 minutes or until everything is nice and softened. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of minced garlic. This is from the freezer, so I'm just gonna kind of, you know, get a little piece off. And I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt, a tiny bit of red pepper flake. I'm just gonna cook that for about a minute or so. I'm gonna add a splash of red wine. I'm just gonna let that sort of cook out the alcohol there. This is a very small batch. Now I've just added my tomatoes here. And I've added them with the skin on too. I'm gonna go ahead and cook them down, and I'm just gonna blend them all together anyway later, so it's not a big deal, but you can definitely peel them if you want. Now I'm gonna bring this to a simmer and cover it and just let it simmer for about 30 minutes or so. I have some chicken drippings left from February from the freezer, so I'm gonna go ahead and use some of these to make chicken broth. I'm just gonna add some drippings to water and, you know, just make enough to make broth essentially. This is my little cube of chicken drippings. I'm just gonna add enough water to make 2 cups of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some olive oil to the bottom of my pot here on medium heat. And I'll add my onions, celery, and carrots. And these are just the baby carrots that I diced. I'm just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes or so, or until everything is nice and soft. Now I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of butter and maybe 2 or 3 cloves of minced garlic. I'm just gonna go ahead and continue cooking this for another minute or so. Now I'm gonna add in about a cup of rice that I've already washed. And I'm just gonna toast this rice for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm using jasmine rice because that's what we like, but you can use any rice that you like. I'm gonna add a can of drained and rinsed chickpeas and 2 cups of cooked chicken, and that's just for my freezer. And I'm gonna season everything with some garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. I'm gonna give this a stir. Now I've got about 2 cups of chicken broth here. And that was actually just 2 cups of water mixed with chicken drippings that I had in the freezer, so that's all that was. But you can use some water with bouillon, or you can use vegetable broth, whatever you have on hand is fine. So I'm just gonna give this a stir, make sure that all that rice is covered. And then I'm gonna bring this to a simmer and cover it and cook this for about 15 minutes or until the rice is cooked through. And that's just gonna vary depending on what kind of rice you're using too. And you could do this in the oven if you wanted to, whatever you wanna do. Just gonna add a little bit more liquid, just to make sure that rice is gonna be fully covered. Also gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper too, a little bit. Okay, let's get the lid on and get this cooking. So this is the tomato sauce after about 30 minutes of simmering. So it's definitely reduced quite a bit. I don't think that I need to continue cooking it much longer really. I might add some liquid before I blend it too. I'm just gonna blend it with my immersion blender. Just gonna add a little bit of liquid here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this with my immersion blender here. All right, so it just needs a little bit of salt. And when it's done, it's actually really delicious. It's been about 16 minutes. I'm just gonna see where we're at with the rice, because sometimes it does take the rice a little bit longer to cook when I make this, but look how delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this pasta in some salted water for my son. Make a little extra too. There we go. There's my son's pasta.
I'm gonna serve it with some sourdough toast with butter, and there's a lot of extra pasta. Plus, I'm gonna serve him some of the chicken and rice so he can get that a try. And I did go ahead and add some Italian seasoning and dried oregano to this as well, and that really completed it and really added a ton of flavor. So this actually turned out really perfect, and I'm excited to make this one again. So I did end up cooking it an extra 5 minutes or so just to make sure that rice cooked through. I added a little extra liquid, and it just made sure that the rice got cooked through, and now we're in business. It tastes delicious too. I hope you love this one. So tonight for dinner, we're actually gonna eat some of the leftover pasta, which both kids loved, which is amazing. And I'm gonna pair that with some of these meatless meatballs and the last bit of garlic bread. We have a school event tonight, so I'm just gonna make a really quick dinner. It's gonna be relatively balanced, and the pasta here also has a lot of fiber and protein, so it's gonna be awesome. My daughter's also gonna have some popcorn shrimp. And here's my son's plate. It's actually mostly leftovers from last night. He had a little bit, plus I added extra from the other leftovers. And then some of the garlic bread. He's gonna try this meatball because this was different from the one he tried last night. And some celery. And then we'll see what else he'd like to eat. And my daughter also decided she wanted a little pickle sandwich. So she's got a lot of food and she can have more of whatever she wants when she's done with this. And then when my husband gets home, he'll have a combination of all of the food and an avocado as well. And there's my dinner with my pasta, my meatballs, and some garlic bread. Yum! I hope you enjoyed that video and at least got a little inspiration for something new to try in your home. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and put that little bell on for notifications so that way you'll know anytime that I post a new video. And YouTube thinks that you'd like to watch another video, so if you have time today, click on that, enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.